Hey guys, what is going on? And in today's video, I'm going to be starting a new sort of Counter-Strike series that I hope will help a lot of you guys that are interested in maybe getting serious into Counter-Strike or just understanding more about the game. So, to start out, this series is going to be an IGL sort of series for teams and such. It's going to be mainly focused around teams, but it can help you with certain situations if you're having problems with maybe matchmaking, or maybe there's something that you need to work on as an individual that will help you progress like further through the skill groups. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to sort of gather a team together, how to set up your team for success. So I have 5 main points here. First, we're going to be looking at how to find players, which is mainly pretty easy. The easiest way that I have found, there's 3 different ways. You can either find them by playing MM and just adding people through MM, and then you can ask them to join your team that way. You can look on your friends list. Maybe you have some friends that go to your school or something. You can ask them to join your team. And there's Steam forums, which is probably one of the easiest ways to recruit. You're not always going to get people who are honest about their skill group and sort of thing. Um, but it is one of the easier ways. There's also, you can recruit on the ESEA forums if you have ESEA. I don't really recommend it if you are sort of just an MM player and you're just starting out. ESEA is sort of it's more based on like players who are in the DMG to GE level. Um, you can look on the CEVO forums, which again is sort of the higher skill groups, and you can recruit on Faceit too, but that's sort of the same as the Steam forum situation. You're not always going to get people who say that they're the rank that they are. So yeah, that's point number one. Point number two is going to be scheduling and organization. This mainly revolves around your whole team's schedule and what you guys can do together. I know teams that I've had in the past, I've had to let go of players because they haven't been able to make our practice schedule, but your practice schedule slash match schedule should all revolve around everyone on the team, not just specific players. So if majority can make the like your schedule that you guys have set up, you might have to get rid of 1 or 2 players for the majority to still be able to practice, and then you'll have to recruit those 1 or 2 extra players that you had to get rid of. Um, the organization thing sort of goes with setting up practice times and schedules. This maybe can consist of practicing at a certain time every night during the week, and then having weekends off is something that I do. Practice usually consists of like 1 to 2 hours. You know, we go over a map, and then we either play MM or Faceit for a little while to sort of get used to one another. The current roster that I have on my team is not the roster that I've had for a while. The roster that I had before, I had it for about probably 6 months. It was a very good roster, and some of the players had to leave due to scheduling issues, so then I had to recruit more players. So that's point number three, or two, sorry. Point number three is practice. Now, I can't stress this enough. Practice is probably one of the most important things if you want to progress as either a player or a team. Not so much on the player side of it. If you want to progress as a player by yourself, you're going to have to put time into this game. You're not going to be able to start out at like Silver 1, Silver 2 level and start playing with, you know, DMGs. You're not going to be as good as them. That's just the point, period. You have to actually put time into this game, and it will take time. You will have to spend countless hours to get better at this game. It's not something that is like Call of Duty or something on console where you can just pick it up and just be insane at it. Unless you're Studio 2K, of course. But so that's basically point number 3. It sort of goes back to point number 2 with the scheduling issues. If you are not able to make schedules with your team, you need to figure out something to do to fix that. You guys practicing as a team is going to be one of the most important things that you can possibly do to get more comfortable with each other. If you do not practice, if you play a match together, you will lose. That's just flat out. That's point number 3. Point number 4 that I have for you guys goes a little bit more on the serious side, not necessarily based upon individual skill. It's more revolved around something that you just have to understand. Teams, when you assemble them, they are not based upon kills. You can have a guy on your team that carries every game 40 kills and you only get 6, okay? You are not going to win every match. The reason for this being, you're going to, especially if you're doing ESEA main or something like that, that is a tournament, you are not going to be able to win very many matches with teams that have practiced countless hours. You're not going to be able to beat them with a guy carrying you on your team, because he's the only person that's going to be able to get kills, and then you are going to be getting frustrated and mad because you're relying on your friend to carry you, basically. That is not how you want to go about this game. You do need to be able to pull your own weight, but you're not supposed to rely upon 1 or 2 people to carry your whole team. Basically, the point of this is no matter whether you win or lose a match, it's better to have players that are consistent and you guys all play together and you know what you're doing than having 1 or 2 people carrying you on your team. Point number 5, especially if you're an IGL, not necessarily if you're just a normal player trying to get better, but if you're looking for a team and you get onto a team, you need to get used to how your team plays. This can take anywhere from a week, which is very unlikely, to 6 months, which is usually how long it takes me and my teams to get comfortable. Anywhere within that time, you have to figure out how each one of your teammates plays and how you need to react off of them. So say, I'm gonna add a bot. Okay. Okay. Let's say we have a guy watching mid. This guy plays right side mid. He doesn't push anything, he plays passive. Say you're double stacking mid. You have 2 on A, 1 on B. One of us can rotate to B. Fast rotate, okay? You can use your nades and play off of him. If he peeks, you need to peek. Not the same angle or else you're both gonna get annihilated, but you need to set up some sort of way or strategy to work off of each other. A good thing to do this is most players call. A lot of them don't, especially in the lower tier levels like Silver, early Gold Nova. Once you get into MG, LE, those sort of ranks, you get more used to analyzing how people play, and you get used to what the common plays are, and you can usually counter them if you're smart enough. So getting used to how your team plays, it is going to take some time. You will most likely get frustrated, but the best thing to do is just power through it. You guys will become stronger in the long run if the longer you put yourselves through it. You will be able to fix your mistakes. You just have to keep practicing and practicing. Go over maps. You know, DM to improve your aim. Just do anything you can to improve your team. So I hope this sort of IGL episode helped you guys. If you enjoy it, please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.